Welcome back. Now that we are done with our third phase in which we integrated the list of Pokemons, let's finish the search box component in the fourth phase. So we want to filter out the Pokemons as soon as we start typing. For example, as soon as I start typing Bulbasaur, it should start showing the Pokemons which have these letters in their names. So let's try to implement that very quickly in this video. Perfect. So let's go inside our search box component. So inside our search box component, first of all, let's try to have a event handler here. So as you must have known that on change event handler will get triggered as soon as we start changing the input value. So let's do one thing. Let's open our logs here as well, and let's try to log whatever the user is typing here. Perfect. Let's go back and let's type it. So on change event, so this on change event handler will get called with an event with e here. So let's try to just log here, that is console.log e.target.value. So this is something which all of you already know, that we have the value present inside e.target.value. So this is the basics of HTML. So perfect. Now let's try to do that. Let's try to mention some things here. Let's say Bulbasaur or Venusaur. Bulbasaur, let's try with Bulbasaur. So as you can see, as soon as I start typing, it will start showing in the logs. Perfect. So now I have a function where I can know the value of whatever the user is typing. Perfect. So now let's do one more thing. Let's create a event handler inside our app.tsx as well. So you already know this is the child to parent communication. Here I want, so this search box is a child of Pokedex, and Pokedex is a child of app. So I want to transfer this data, this text that the user is typing, to my app component. You already know from the first two projects that we can do that through passing on the function as the props. So let's define a function here just below component did mount. Let me define a new function. Let's say handle input change. Perfect. So inside my handle input change, what I'm going to do here is I will expect it to have an argument with the type as string. Perfect. And for now, let's just log it. So I am going to say input value from app.tsx is, and let's print out the value input value. Perfect. So now let's also pass that on as props. You already know we can pass on functions as props, which can get called from inside the child components and which will act as a callback method. And now, so we'll call that method from the child component and it will run in the parent component, giving the data access to the parent component as well. Perfect. So let me type the name. So as you already know, we don't need to set the same name as the name of the function here. The prop name can be completely different. Just to show you, let me name it as on input change. Perfect. And I'm going to pass this dot handle input change. Perfect. As we expected, it's going to show an error because it is not defined in the type of props. In the interface of Pokedex props, it is not defined. Perfect. So let's define it in the interface of Pokedex props as well. So I'm going to call it on input change, and this is going to be, the type of this is going to be a function which will have one argument which I'm going to call input value. The name, the type of the argument is going to be string, and it will return void. Perfect. So you might be wondering that is there a way that I can check whether this type is correct? Yes, there is a way. You can just hover over the handle input change and it will show you that yes, this is something that is expecting a string and this is void. Perfect. So now that we have it here, let's pass it on to our search box as well. Very quickly, I'm just going to pass on input change directly. Again, it's going to show us an error. Why? Because we already know we are not expecting it inside the props. So let's name it search box props, and let's define the same thing. It's going to be the same, so I'm going to just directly copy and paste this here. And again, very simply, we will just call the on input change with e.target.value. Perfect. And now it is done. But one more thing, we did not mention the props here. So props, the type of prop is going to be search box props, and this is going to be props dot on input change. And you already know that we can destructure it directly from our arguments. Let's do that instead of props dot on input change. Perfect. So now that we have this, it is going to work, and ideally this should also change. Yes, so this is not working here because we did not add it here. Let's add it here as well, on input change. This was some simple mistake which a lot of people do, and it happens when you are coding very fast. These minor mistakes keep happening. So yes, now you don't see any error here. Let's go back and let's refresh the page, and as soon as we start typing, let's say hello. So you see this hello input value is coming from TSX. Perfect. So now we have access to whatever the user is typing inside our app.tsx. This is perfect. Let's update our handle input change as well. So inside our handle input change, you already know what all we need to do. Let's type it in the steps. First of all, I need to I basically need to, the motive of this function is to filter the searched Pokemons. Let's do that. So first of all, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find out the all Pokemons present from my state, this dot state. Perfect. And yeah, this seems fine. All Pokemons from this dot state. Now I am going to extract out the searched Pokemons. How? I am going to do all Pokemons dot filter. Perfect. And inside all Pokemons dot filter, I am going to pass. So now we have all Pokemons, and filter method is going to pass over each of the Pokemon present inside my all Pokemons. And let's give it. So you already know the type of this is Pokemon schema. This is perfect. Amazing. Now I'll return here Pokemon dot name. So this name is actually optional field, right? This might or might not be present according to the types that we have defined. So I can use a ternary operator here. So if this is present, then I'm going to return Pokemon.name. Otherwise, I'll return an undefined or a false or a null. So instead of doing that, we already know that there's a shorthand for this using $ampersand. So this will check if the name is present on the Pokemon. If this is present, then it will go here. Otherwise, it will directly return a false. Perfect. Pokemon.name. Now I'll do a to lowercase because I want to check it case insensitive. The filter should not be case sensitive. It should be irrespective of the case of what user is typing. Perfect. Now I'm going to use, so this will basically return the name in the lowercase, and I'm going to run my dot includes method, which is going to check whether the name of the Pokemon includes the string which is present inside it, and the string which is present inside it is nothing but my input value. Again, I am checking it lowercase on both of the ends, so I am going to write a to lowercase here as well. This is perfect, absolutely perfect. And now I'm going to do a this dot set state. Inside my this dot set state, I am going to first of all assign a search field to my input value, although we are not using the search field anywhere, so we can completely remove the search field from our interface. But still, let's have it. No issues in having this as such. And the search Pokemons is going to be the search Pokemons itself. So this is a shorthand again. JavaScript is filled with shorthand notations. So whenever you have a property and the value of the property is going to be the same as the property name, the variable is same of same name, then we can directly remove this, and this is going to be equal. Perfect. So a little bit of summary of what happened here. Basically what we did here was we called a filter method on all Pokemons. So this is going to filter out some specific Pokemons. And what are those specific Pokemons? The Pokemons whose name includes the search field. There could be either start with or includes. It's completely dependent on us. I prefer using includes for a better search. Perfect. So Pokemon.name, I'm converting it into lowercase just to provide better results and a case insensitive search. And then includes input value dot to lowercase. I think this is very, very simple to understand and there should not be any such problem. Perfect. Let's refresh this and let's try to run this. Let's run for Charizard. Perfect. So now we are seeing every Pokemon which has CHA in their names. Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard and Chimchar. This is perfect. So now we are done with our fourth phase as well. In the next phase, we are finally going to finish our Pokedex application by making the click as functional as well. We are going to make it working. I hope you are super excited, and if you like this video, don't forget to share it with your friends as well. Don't forget to share it as much as you can. See you in the next video. Bye bye.